Good evening and welcome to another episode of the Sports Blitz. It's episode number 74. I can't
Wow.
believe it. It's 74.
Wow.
Unbelievable. I'm Doug. Robbie's here. Robbie, how you doing tonight?
Doing great, Doug. Doing great. Happy to be here as always. Hope everybody's doing well out there. And if you're under that rock or in that cave, come on out, give us a listen, watch us, and then head right back in.
Right. But what's good is that things are starting to open up a little bit.
A little bit more. Yeah, a little bit. We're going to talk
a
about it.
little
Yeah,
bit
yeah,
more.
yeah.
That's right. So we have a great episode that we're going to talk. We have a lot to discuss. The last week has been crazy when it comes to sports. We are going to talk Red Sox, we're going to talk Celtics, and we're going to talk Bruins. We have decided under protest we are not going to talk about the Patriots at all.
Who's protesting?
That would be me.
No, but you're protesting against talking about the Patriots. So
yes, against talking about the Patriots. Yes,
yeah,
I have decided that it doesn't make any sense to talk Patriots at this time.
Even though we're talking Patriots right now by not talking about how
that's
we're not
correct.
talking about the Patriots.
See, I got my sign here.
No Pat.
I got my sign.
No
so
Pat.
Excellent. So we're gonna kick it right off.
Even though we're not talking football, though. We're not talking football. No.
We're not talking football. We may reference football, but we're not going to talk about it. So we're going to kick it off with a team that is not quite started yet, but on the way, and we're very excited.
Are we?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know how to feel about this.
Well, Robbie, our expert
baseball
MLB
guy,
baseball guy, will be able to give us more of a thought process whether we're ready or not. But let's kick it off with our Boston Red Sox. Spring training is already started, and we are well underway. And we just got some news today, actually. Breaking news. Breaking news. The breaking news is it looks like that the Red Sox are actually going to have some fans in the stands, Robbie. What do you think about this?
Yes. Very exciting news if you're a Boston sports fan. Governor Charlie Baker here in the good old Commonwealth of Massachusetts announcing today that beginning March 22nd, actually it's going to be TD Garden, Gillette Stadium, and Fenway Park will all be allowing fans back in at a 12% capacity. So obviously, sort of slowly but surely getting fans back in the building. But, as someone who has sat through the last year of having absolutely no fans in the building for any of our Boston area teams, I must say it is kind of exciting to think about, actually seeing physical fans back inside of those venues. So, very interested to see how it's going to go. But yes, Doug, you are correct. Fans are coming back to Boston sporting events in the very near future. So.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be really good for the game too. All the games, it's really going to be good for everybody because of the fact that even if there's, I was watching the Bruins are on tonight, by the way, playing the Islanders, and Jack and Brick were talking about how they're going to start. I think March 23rd is the game that they're going to have fans at the first Bruins game.
Right.
Going to be back for their 8-game homestand. The Bruins will have fans, but toward the end of March. That's kind of how they, put it together because it's some things that they have to work out. And Brick says, well, I don't know. Are they going to pump, fan? Are they going to pump, fan sound in also? Because it's only going to be like 2,500 fans in here.
Right.
That's what Brick said. And all of a sudden, he says, I don't think we're going to have to worry about 2,500 fans at the Garden sound like 30,000 at the Garden.
I think that's the thing is that it's a different level.
It's a different level.
It's a different level for Boston teams than it is anywhere else. You definitely
the decibel level
2,500 could definitely get up there for sure.
But yeah, exactly. But I think fans are ready for this. That's the first thing, and the second thing
for a
is
whole year, man.
Yeah, but it'd also be good to be able to grab a beer and a hot dog and be able to watch the game. And I think people are looking forward to that, and that also tells us that we're heading in the right direction. So that's
it's a good step forward. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just something that's important, and I think especially for the Red Sox, being
because they were the only. I'm sorry to cut you off, but they were the only. Well, I guess I should say they were the only team. Well, them and the Patriots for sure, the only two teams that did not get any fans for like a full season last year. Because obviously the Bruins and Celtics kind of had most of their 2020 season with fans, and then obviously the little end part there in their respective bubbles. So it definitely, I think you'll definitely start to feel it, especially with the Sox for sure. But yeah, definitely with the Bees and Celtics as well. So
yeah, absolutely. I think just having, even if it's 2,500, I know that's about 12%. It's probably closer to 3,000 or so, but still just having that amount of people that are able to watch a game, even if and it's going to be social distancing, and it's going to be little bubbles and masks and all kinds of stuff still. But just getting to that step, I think, is just going to be huge. And I also think that our teams need to hear our fans. Progress. That's right. Progress. It's huge progress. If you hear us going back and forth with words, we have a chat going between Robbie and I, and what we do is we have this. This is part of our Sports Blitz program. Is that we have words that sometimes we send out. Robbie just sent something that says words. So if you hear just like random words being said, that's to our chat. So I think our teams need to hear our fans too. I think that really pumps up our teams, any team, and not just our teams, but any teams in the league. It's going to pump everybody up, and I think it's going to be a much
look at Tampa in the Super Bowl. I mean, we were discussing in sort of our Super Bowl recap show how the sort of home field advantage for Tampa, having that crowd in the stand, definitely made a big difference for them for sure. So
a huge difference. And actually hearing and having a Red Sox game and being in the outfield and cheering on the guys in the outfield is just huge, and it's going to be huge for them. And even if there's 3,000,
and we're not talking about that one guy that climbed up on the monster during a game last summer and tried to kind of sneak into the
we're not
ballpark
talking about him. And we don't condone that on the Sports Blitz. So no, we're not talking about him. That was actually Robbie that did that. But the fact is that just hearing that kind of thing, even from the outfield and hearing people cheer and stuff like that is really going to help our teams. Speaking of the outfield, I want to talk about the outfield for the Sox right now. And
wait, what outfield? What outfield? We actually have an outfield this year.
That's where I put a question mark right after that.
We have an outfield.
I want to know from you, Robbie, about.
Are you gonna play? Are you gonna play left? Just wondering. Should I play center? Who's on first, Doug? Who's on first?
Oh no. I don't have any idea, man. That's why I'm going to you. You're the baseball guy. I want to know from you.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what's going on right now. They keep giving away all our outfielders.
Not giving them away. We're getting a bucket of balls.
We're getting a guy that subsequently went on the COVID list.
Well, yeah. I mean, but so did Jaylen Brown, and it happens. It happens. It's going to happen. But
Betty, I miss you. Betty, I miss you. Come back.
Robbie's really taking this segment to a new level right now. This is not
taking
a good
it
segment.
hard, man. Taking it hard.
But I mean, there are some good things, even if they're small. are some good things. One of the good things is that Alex Verdugo, actually his batting average has gone up in the
He
last
did
few
really
years.
well last year. I will say that he did really
Gotta
well
give him
last year.
Gotta give him a few points for that, Rob.
Oh
Because
yeah,
he did really well.
No, he had a really good.
I mean,
year
he may
last
have been
year
the
for
only
sure.
one that did well last year.
Yeah, I mean,
All right, let me just
that goes without saying. No. It's true. It's just facts right there. But no, he had a really good year last year.
So what do you think of JBJ? I mean, are we gonna what's going on?
I don't know what I honestly don't know. Are they gonna re-sign him? Like what is happening? There seems to be
there's some offers out there.
There seems to be no movement whatsoever on the JBJ.
No, but there's offers that are probably low. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I mean it's a good question. I don't know. I honestly don't have any idea whether or not he's gonna be back or not. I honestly can't even speculate at this point whether or not he's gonna be back or not because it could go either way for me.
I'm assuming you want him back.
If we could get him back, I would take him back at this point because what are our options? We don't have any other options. Yeah, you and me. Yeah, you and I are gonna be controlling the outfield. Yeah, I played a little right back in my day. Although Verdugo's in right, so I'd probably have to play center. But
I could play anywhere. Just
I just don't want
out
to
there,
play
and I'm
monster. But yeah,
give me a uniform. Give me a bat. I have my own glove. I'll be out there.
Yeah, well, like I've said before, the Red Sox outfield has kind of gone from to quote other people, it's kind of gone from win dance repeat to win dance get traded. So it's it is. I think Verdugo is the one bright spot right now in the outfield. I think if we could get Bradley back, that would help, especially on the defensive front, knowing what he's capable of. But it's just not necessarily a good situation out there in the outfield right now with just so many question marks. There's some question marks on the team just in general, but right now in the outfield, I don't know what way it's going to go. I honestly don't. I'm very curious to see come April 1st when the season opens up what the starting outfield looks like, and maybe then I'll have some idea on how the season's going to go from that perspective, because there's just so many things up in the air right now. It's very hard to speculate or sort of prognosticate that area when nothing is, except for Verdugo, nothing's really set in stone yet.
Right. It's a little hard to predict right now. I think, and I'm going to get your opinion in a few minutes, but I think that it is hard to predict. We have gotten rid of some guys, and I know they want to stay under the luxury tax and stuff like that. And that's why they have Chaim Bloom to come in and do that. And Robbie, this is a very serious subject for Robbie. Robbie is going nuts here.
I'm trying to really keep myself sort of grounded and contained.
Oh, come on. I want you to go on. I'm trying to peg you here, man.
Not rant too much. I literally went on a non-televised rant last night again about the whole runner at second and extra innings rule. That was sort of a private rant. I mean,
he had a private rant in his room with nobody in there. He was ranting to himself in the mirror.
No. I ranted to other people, surprisingly. To our buddy Kyle, who, by the way, we forgot to mention this off the top. Thank you very much to Kyle for coming on our 4-year anniversary special last week. We had a ton of fun with that, and I kind of went on a rant during that one as well. I also went on a rant on a couch talking sports about it the other night too. But anyway,
you gotta check that out. You want to see Robbie rant? You got to check on the couch.
I digress. But
yeah, definitely. Thank you to Kyle for coming on last week. It was our 4-year anniversary celebration. You got to check that out.
Yeah,
check out our episode on that. Definitely, check that out. It was a cool episode. It was really fun to do. It was a lot of fun to do, and we're just moving forward. So it looks
I think the bottom line of my rant is the Red Sox need. I understand the luxury tax stuff like that, but come on, guys, come on, like spend some money. I don't know. You know what? I'm not even gonna do it. You go ahead, because I'm getting so flustered. I'm just tripping over my words here.
But let me no, that's fine. Let me ask you a question that's actually not on our sheet. Actually, we actually do. If anybody doesn't know, we actually do set up an outline before we go on. We're trying to be as professional as possible, so we do set up an outline. But this is a question that's not on there. Up till right now, how do you, what grade would you give? What grade from A to F? What would you give the Red Sox, and how do you think Chaim Bloom is doing?
That is a really good question. Up until right now, I am going to have to go with a C. I'm going to go with a straight C. I like some of the pieces they picked up. You know, Kike Hernandez, Marwin Gonzalez, I think was a good pickup. Added a little bit of pitching so far with Garrett Richards and Adam Ottavino. Obviously was not a big fan of the Benintendi trade, as I've alluded to multiple times.
That was another rant for another day, but yes.
Yeah, I think he could definitely just be doing more. I mean, there's no question about it. I think there's a lot more that could be done, but I don't think he's done terribly. I just don't think he's done enough, I think is what it comes down to. So I'd sort of put it kind of in the middle, sort of in that C range, if you want an honest take from me.
Yeah, no, I want you to lie to me. No, I want you honest. Of course, I want you honest take.
I know,
of course, and that of course makes sense. And you know, I mean, there have been some little moves here and there that have been okay. And you know, we'll just have to see what the final product is. I mean,
it's tough because again, the lineup is not, I don't think, 100% set at this point. Even though they're into spring training, I don't think things are 100% set in stone in terms of lineup and depth and all that stuff. So I think there's still a little ways to go before we actually see what is going to be set in stone with this team, and then I think I can have more of an accurate prognostication for you, based on how that all plays out. So
right, no, exactly, and it's a little hard to tell right this very second with what's going on, but spring training is in full bloom right now. So I'm Bloom. Sorry, it was not.
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
Right?
No pun in Benintendi. Sorry. Okay. I don't know. That just came to my head, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
So there have been some talk from actually one of the past stars of the Red Sox. One in particular, Big Papi, who says that he actually went on record to say that he thinks baseball is boring, which I think is kind of interesting, coming from not just an all-star, but a almost Hall of Famer. And I personally, you want my personal opinion, I don't think he's wrong. Am I a traditionalist? Yes. Do I think that the second base thing, this extra inning second base thing, is a good thing? No, because I'm a traditionalist, and so is Robbie, and I understand that. But we do have another. First of all, I wanted to know your comments on what Big Papi said, and then what I'd like to do is kind of talk about JD Martinez, who could be our next great DH. Who knows? What do you think, Rob, on both of those?
So to your first point, and this is going to shock you. What I'm about to say is going to shock you, is that I don't necessarily think he's wrong either. I think the fact of the matter is, I don't think he's necessarily wrong either. I think that, you could definitely see and make the argument that the excitement value of baseball as a whole has definitely gone down from maybe what it was in past years. I think that's part of the reason why baseball is losing a lot of I know, shocking, exactly. But I think the fact of the matter is that you can make the argument that the entertainment value has gone down. I think it's different. I've said this in the past. I think it's different if you're watching a game in person as opposed to on TV. I think if you're there in person, it's a little bit easier to sort of get into sort of the whole scope of the game, so to speak. But and also there's other aspects to sort of an in-person Fenway experience or wherever you are than just the game itself. But yeah, it's obviously I'm surprised to hear that a little bit coming from him, but at the same time I get where he's coming from, and I get where people are coming from when they make comments like that, because listen, I'm the biggest baseball guy there is, as people watching this show know, as Doug, as you know. But even I, cannot say, would be lying if I said that there aren't times where I have trouble, sitting through a whole 9-inning, 4-hour baseball game from start
against
to
the
finish.
Yankees.
From start to finish. It's true. It's not, it is definitely, compared to other sports, it is a bit more of a challenge. So it like I said, I see his point. I wish it wasn't like that, and maybe there are some ways to sort of speed up the product or improve the product. I don't think that the runner at second base rule is one of them. I want it eliminated like yesterday, as everybody knows. But at the same time, yeah, it's tough. It's tough seeing the sport that you love suffer. But like I said, I see people's points. I really do. Rant Robbie rant. I've already ranted about that particular subject.
Yes. No, absolutely. No, I totally agree with it too. I think that it's
hard for me to say, but I can't defend it. I can't really. No, I can't.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't blame you, and I think it's hard for me to watch a game unless it's a playoff game. I have a hard time watching
it,
and because it's so long, and that there's no real. Sometimes there's excitement. There's
a few seconds of excitement, and then people are just sort of standing around waiting for the next pitch. It's like
exactly. But again, if you're a baseball purist, that's what baseball is.
No, I understand. No, I understand that. I understand that, but at the same time, I could see how an overwhelming majority of people are probably less purist than you and I these days when it comes to baseball, and so I could see how that could get to them. And honestly, I'd be lying if I said it doesn't get to me sometimes. Like, just throw the damn ball.
Right. Exactly. Just like we're going to talk Bruins in a little bit, but it's just like they have to be set up in a certain way for a face-off, and it drives me freaking nuts. And I'm just like, just drop the puck. Oh, but they have to be in the same place. They have to be, because it has to be fair.
Oh, don't you hate that when they like go down and then up and then down and then up, and it's like, just drop the damn puck already.
The other part of it, Robbie, is that, when you see Bergeron out there, I mean, Bergeron's done this for how long?
Oh, yeah.
I think he knows where to stand. I think he knows what to do by now. Drop the freaking puck. Why is this a problem? And talk about ranting. Oh, please don't get me into that. Because I'll be
come on, Doug. Come on, Doug. You got to have your. I've ranted like so many times over these past few episodes. You got to get one in there. Come on,
I will. Once we talk about Bruins, if you want me to start with that rant, I can start with that.
Okay.
I will rant about that.
I'm ready. I'm already on the edge of my seat.
Okay. All right. So yeah, that's what we could do. We just gotta, get there. So the last thing I want to talk about, Robbie, with the So
Oh, JD, yeah,
JD
yeah, yeah,
Martinez.
yeah. Sorry, I
Well, no, that's okay. That's
completely
fine. Yeah,
forgot that second part of the question.
no worries at all.
Um,
Just wanted to get an idea of what
yeah,
you think about him being the next greatest. I mean, is he worthy of that
he's got the
term?
potential. He's got the potential. I need to
Right.
see sort of the potential to achievement there.
Right.
Is what it really comes down to. And I know he's even said he's sort of taken responsibility for the fact that he did not do as well last season. I know he kind of
Yes.
sort of mentioning how some of the COVID related issues and sort of all that stuff
It was tough.
kind of got you,
Tough.
which I understand in a sense. But I think now that we're sort of going back into sort of full on season, full on trading mode, I hope that he can sort of get back to where he was, say, 2018 JD Martinez, when he was, knocking the cover off the ball and hitting 3-run playoff home runs against the Yankees and all that good stuff. So I think he's got the potential. I just need to see, like I said, the achievement, the consistent achievement by him. But like I said, he's got the potential to do it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, and I agree with you too. I think last year sucked, and I think last year sucked because of what was not just what was going on in the world. It was a different time and a different kind of situation. It was right after the Cora thing and blah blah blah. What I wanted to bring up is that, at least in my opinion, I'm actually maybe a little excited about what this team actually could be. With
Cora being back, I think that picks up my excitement level definitely. Knowing what he's done in the past with this team,
absolutely.
I agree with that.
Seeing even what moves, because even if Cora has somebody who is not the greatest second baseman, he seems to be able to motivate and push that person to do really well. So I'm very much looking forward to
his intensity level too. Is also I mean,
it's apples and oranges to the guy sleeping in the dugout.
Ron Reddick. No offense to Ron Reddick. I mean, hey, listen, Ron Reddick was thrown into a tough spot for sure. Ron Reddick, in all seriousness, Ron Reddick was thrown into a tough spot last year. There's no question.
He did what he could do with what he had.
Right, exactly.
That's all he could do.
Yeah.
So, but I have a little bit of interest. Actually, it's a lot of bit of interest. It's a lot of interest of what kind of team he's going to put together. A lot of interest to see what moves they continue to make.
The pitching rotation. I think that's the thing I'm most interested in.
That's the next thing we're going to talk about.
So I know. I'm segueing. I'm segueing for you.
Thank you. Thank you for doing that.
That's what I do.
No, that's fine. What do you think? What do you think it's going to be? First of all,
like I said, I think the big thing for me is I'm very intrigued to see Sale and Rodriguez coming back and seeing how they perform after missing last year. I think if those two could be back to anywhere remotely close to the level that they were at, I think it's going to be a much, much improved pitching staff than it was a year ago. I think I'm intrigued by the Richards addition, seeing how he fits. I'm intrigued by the bullpen. Ottavino, you're seeing at the back end of the bullpen, who's going to be the closer, what's going to happen there. All those questions that we usually ask coming into a season. I think the pitching staff is something to watch. I'll say that. I think it's something definitely to keep a close eye on, because I think the Sox are going to go in a lot of sets. It's kind of like last year, kind of like 2019. I think if the pitching staff is struggling, I think the Sox are going to be in real trouble. But I think if the pitching staff is stronger than it's been in the last couple of years, and especially at the top end of it, I think it could be a very pleasantly surprising 2021 Red Sox team for sure. And I think a lot of how they do, especially out of the gate, and sort of the first half of the year is going to be dictated by how well the pitching staff starts out this season. So
I totally agree with that, and I think that I think that they're going to get a little bit more motivated this year. I really do think that, you know, last year was
They were
terrible. It was
embarrassed
horrible.
last
Yeah,
year.
it
I think
was
I
very
think I
embarrassing.
think they
It
were.
was.
Well, no matter what, happy. Obviously it was a weird year, and don't get me wrong, but still, the performance last year was embarrassing, and you could tell that they could feel that in that locker room. I mean, it was just really bad to watch. It was painful to watch. I mean, I think toward the end of the year, tuned I kind of tuned them out because it was just so it was not a good product at all. And so I truly hope that can change this season for sure.
Yeah, no, and again, I agree with it, but I think the word is intrigued.
Yeah,
I'm
I
really
am intrigued too.
intrigued
Yeah.
to figure out, because I know that Alex Cora brings a lot of energy and a lot of positivity and a lot of confidence and that kind of thing. A lot of training and teaching and that kind of thing. That's the kind of thing that you can't get from Renicky, who's sleeping in the dugout, is that you really can get that kind of and motivation. And I think that that's what they really need in this particular thing, along with, setting up with good players and making sure that everybody's, on the same page. But I am intrigued about what's going on over there and seeing what happens down there, actually. And to see, kind of what the pitching, what starters are going to start, and who's going to be the cleanup. How about the Japanese player
Yeah.
that we
Yeah,
picked
that's
up?
true.
I mean, I don't know. I don't have any idea. I know
No.
he has also talked to. Can't remember the guy that he spoke to, but one of the Japanese players who was on our team before he had spoken. He's already spoken to him about what the Red Sox are all about and how he.
Koji,
Yeah,
Daisuke, somebody.
wasn't Dice K. It might have been Koji.
Koji.
Yeah, it might have been Koji. But anyway, he had spoken to them about what to expect and
Right.
what's this team all about. So I mean,
I think you hit the
it's
nail right on
about
the head
doing
with
research. So
intrigued. I think you hit the nail
yeah,
right on the head by saying you're, because I'm
yeah,
intrigued too. I really am.
I am. I am intrigued, and a little bit. There's a little bit of excitement there, even if I don't think they're making the right moves. I'm still intrigued about how Alex Cora is going to bring
Group
these
together.
guys together, bring the group together, and figure out how to win.
I agree.
And what I like about Alex is that he knows how to win.
Yeah.
So as far
Oh yeah.
without the other
Yeah.
part of that,
Yeah.
but
Right.
still, I think he's excited about being here, and that's
He's
like
right. He
that's half
wants
the battle.
redemption for
He
how
does.
sort of his last time around ended.
He
I
does.
think
He
so.
does absolutely. So it should be very intriguing.
Yeah.
Speaking about a team that's not intriguing right now, and I'm probably going to maybe rant in this little section of things, is we're going to move over to. Man, I don't even want to talk about it
I
right
don't
now.
want to say the name. Yeah.
We're going to move over to the Boston Celtics, who unfortunately have lost the last 10 out of the last 15 games.
Plus the last 5 in a row.
5 in a row, and 3 of them have been away games. So they are 0-3 in the last 3 away games.
Right.
And I just wrote the first thing I wrote on here, and I'll tell you right up front. I went, WTF, what is up with these guys, Robbie? And I'll tell you what my theory is in a little bit, because I'm the basketball guy. So I will tell you what my theory is, but go ahead. Why don't you tell me what your theory is?
Basically, everything that could go wrong is going wrong for this team. They are basically doing everything that I have ranted at them about for the last, for years, like shooting 3 balls with 20 seconds left on the shot clock.
From half court.
Kevin literally took like a couple threes the other day. I literally wanted to like throw my TV out a window or like literally go through my TV into the arena and go shake him just by the.
And I know all of our fans can see you doing that too.
Yeah,
Robbie.
I mean the three, the settling for threes of this just emphasis on the outside game, it drives me insane. The lack of rebounding drives me insane. Just defensively, there were a couple of times last night where they just really let a guy just drive right down the middle and just literally just lay the ball in with literally nobody coming and playing any help defense on them. I mean, it's brutal. Like, guys are not playing consistent. They're making too many mistakes. They're not able to close ball games. They're not putting in a 48-minute consistent effort. Do you want me to keep going?
Yes.
It's ridiculous. I mean, this team. It frustrates me so much because this team should be so much better than this. If you look at them on paper and you look at what, especially earlier in the season, or even just when they have sort of those moments of greatness, which are few and far between right now, you just see the glimpse of what they could be. I think that's what makes it the most frustrating, because they have the potential to be such a great basketball team. I still think that they could turn that corner somehow. I still think that there is that little glimmer of hope, but it just, like I said, it's so frustrating. And Doug, I know you're the basketball guy. I know you and I text on literally a nightly basis when they're playing, just screaming hope. Exactly, hope is everything, man. But it's like they're just so aggravating. They're just so aggravating, and that's about as PG as I could put it. It's just bad. It's embarrassing what they're doing right now, and I can't stand it. I'm glad we have a hockey team in this town that's actually playing well, or else I don't know what I'd do with myself. But it's really, really, really not good right now.
Yeah, that sums up about half of what I was going to say, but that's definitely, it's hard to watch. I think I could start by saying Brad Stevens had a bad week last week. He had a root canal and he got his identity stolen.
Yeah,
and he said that was not even close to the losing that he did. I mean, just craziness where he is just frustrated, I think, like everybody else is. And my whole take is, I mean, did you see Trae Young inbound the ball off of?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Off of
his back. Yeah.
Off of his back. Yeah. And then just got a layup.
Just kind of a microcosm of the way Celtics are playing.
Okay,
right now.
But exactly, that sums it up right there.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. That play right there says that they're not paying attention. They're not out there to win games. They're hanging around, not doing it, not covering guys. They're not looking at the floor. They're not playing defense. And what was somebody said today on one of the sports radio stations? Oh, they're not playing perimeter defense. Okay, well, they're not playing.
They're not playing interior defense either. Yeah, they're not playing interior defense either.
Period. They're not playing the way they should be playing. Now, my personal opinion, just my personal opinion,
not anybody else,
is that not anybody else's. They need to put two guys aside and take the rest. Three guys aside, and then take the rest of the team and sell them for a whole bunch of Rawlings basketballs. That's my personal opinion right now. Now, do I think that's obviously not going to happen? So that's not what it is. Those three players are Tatum, Brown, and Smart. Okay?
Yep, I agree.
What Danny needs to do, and again, we're getting into this right now. it's one of those things. Should Danny play it safe, or should he do trades? Now there was a report out this afternoon, actually this morning, late morning, that said that Danny said that he was close to a few trades. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Close
What
meaning
does
what?
close mean?
Don't tell me you're close.
I feel like we're close on. I feel like we're close on everybody, and then nothing happens. So,
but it doesn't. That doesn't make any sense. First of all, Danny would never say that because he says that there are so many rumors out there that are not true. So why would he send something out to somebody that says, "Hey, by the way," and now there's another report tonight that says he may not use the 28.2, 28.53.
why I had heard yesterday afternoon that he really can't use it till the off season anyway.
No, he can't. He could use it this year.
Okay.
Yeah, he
They've
could
been
use
talking
he could
about
use
it on
trade
one of the
exception. He
sport
could use.
stations.
He has a year to use it, but he can use it at any time
Okay.
in that year.
All right.
So yes, he can use it any time. If he chooses to use it in the off season, he can. But isn't the off season going to be different though? He's using it now because you have the opportunity to do it now. Because in the off
you
season,
want to use it now,
you're going to be bringing four other 22-year-olds
right now.
Yeah. You're bringing 4 other 22-year-olds in who are not going to freaking do anything. Again, same freaking thing.
Yeah, you want to bring in the pieces now to try to win now.
Yes. And then if they have year contracts, what you do is that if they're good players and they're young enough, they're 26, 27 years old or whatever, even if they're 30, it's okay. If they're good players, you want to re-sign them for a year or 2 years or whatever. Why wait until the end of the year to use something that you could use now to better your team?
Yeah, I agree.
Doesn't make any sense. And all those guys that you want are now going to be gone and have new contracts. So you're waiting for what? Waiting for the ball to drop? You're waiting for bacon to drop from the sky? I don't understand. See, I'm on a rant right now.
Yeah.
I'm ranted right now.
Rant mode engaged, man.
It's just, and we should have a little thing that says rant mode, rant alert,
rant alert.
Rant mode. We have a little thing that says rant mode.
Ticker, yeah.
That's right. So it just, I guess it drives me crazy. And I know sometimes, I mean, if you think about it, it does get emotional for me. Because I am a huge Celtics fan, just like my dad was. So I get it, and I also get that there are lots of rumors out there that aren't true, and I understand that. But I love watching the rumors. Rumors are kind of cool. Hey, would it be cool to have him? Would it be cool to have DeMarcus Cousins on the team? No. He's first of all, he's old, he's hurt, and he's old, and he's hurt. No, don't want him on the team, and he's. You don't want to put him in the mix with these guys. Is he a rim protector? I don't think he's much of a rim protector anymore. He just got off an Achilles injury, man. I mean, we need younger players. That's what we need.
Yeah.
But I need Danny.
I need the best we could do. Yeah.
Exactly. But I need Danny to get off his high horse and just do something. Do something so at least I can say, you know what, at least they tried. It's all right. They made it to the first round of the playoff. Just do it. That's right. No Nike ad here. Although we would take a Nike endorsement. I would have Nike. But give me in some shoes. I don't have Nike doing that. I don't have a problem doing Nike. So, is anybody from Nike that's watching, send it our way. We'll wear it. We'll talk about it. We'll wear it on our heads. We'll show it off. Feet wise, we'll do whatever we need to do that, but we could get an endorsement from them just by saying just do it. I understand he doesn't want to just do something to do something. He wants to better the team. I get it. I understand that. I think we have a lot of pieces. I think we have too many pieces. I think we need to get rid of what I call, you ready for this? You're going to write it right up on there. We need to get rid of the dead wood. That's what we need to do. We need to get rid of the players that we know are not going to play. And deadwood, that's right. We need to get rid of the deadwood and bring in some actual players so we can actually win some games. Yeah. So I guess that's what I'm talking about. Is that
I agree. I mean, you took I don't even have anything to add on to that because you really took the words right out of my mouth. That was perfect. That was a perfect summation.
I've been thinking about it for days.
Case closed. Case closed.
Case closed.
I rest my
Rest my
case. Bang the
case.
gavel. Yeah.
Wait, mic drop.
Mic drop. Yeah. See ya. No, I completely agree with you. I mean, compared to what we have right now, something has to change. Period of the story. Something needs to change. Bottom line.
At this point, Robbie, they're tied for 8th place, and they're actually closer to 9th place than 8th place. But they're tied for 8th. They're not even in the playoff. They're not even in the playoff talk right now. They just went below 500, and they're now out of the playoff thought process. Yeah. Unless they start winning games and getting up there in the rankings, they're not going to be in the playoffs, and that's going to suck even more because of the fact that. And the other part of it is, Robbie, we want Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum to stay. They are all-stars. We want them to stay. We want to build the team around them. Marcus Smart too, but these are our 2 all-stars. These are 2 stars.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I actually have a question to ask you that I was hearing on. Because you made me think of it just then. It was something that I heard discussed by, a caller on one of the local sports stations just the other day, and obviously we know how those callers can be sometimes. But this question actually intrigued me. Given I was curious to get. So obviously,
word for the day, by the way, word for the night, word for the Sports Blitz night is intrigued.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously Wick and Danny and Brad were sort of making their rounds over the last couple of days on a certain sports station here in town that broadcasts
I know which
one. And one of the things that they kept pointing to was, the fact that this team has been to the Eastern Conference Finals 3 out of the last 4 years. Now, a caller that I heard on that same sports channel the other night, or the other day, I should say, made the point that might not be as much of an accomplishment as they are making it out to be, getting to that level and losing consistently. So what I want to know from you, Doug, is the fact that they've made it to 3 out of the last 4 Eastern Conference Finals, but then lost in that round, a big accomplishment, or are they hyping those achievements up more than they should be? What is your take on that?
No, I don't think it's easy to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. So I think if they're good enough to get to the Eastern Conference Finals, anything less than that is a failure, as far as I'm concerned. So and if Danny is not willing to make moves to make the team better to get there, then I got a problem with that. I don't think it's necessarily Brad Stevens' blame and the players' blame. The players are saying that it's there, that it's 50-50. That's both Brad Stevens and the players. They have 4 games before the All-Star break. They are going to supposedly start to focus on these games. I don't know why they haven't been on the games before that, but really trying to focus on these games and win these games so they can go into the All-Star break with, a little bit better record than they have now. To answer your question, I think it would be less than favorable to not think that the team if they've made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, anything less than that is just, as far as I'm concerned, is an absolute failure. Because I think they're a very good team. Do I think they're better than the Nets? Not right now, they're
not. No, I agree with that.
And they, of course, got better. So it's one of those things where it's not a fault thing anymore. It's, what can we do to make the team better? Who's going to play and make the team better? And who can we get rid of? What is the deadwood? Who is not really, who's number one not playing? Number 2, and I understand why they have 17. I think there's 17 that are on the roster spots. I think it's 16 or 17, I think. And the reason they did that was because of COVID. They want to have players just in case somebody comes down with COVID. They want to have another player to take over that player's space. So I get that, and that's
the team for
exactly.
Game.
So I get that. That's a problem. But still, having that many players and having Tremont Waters not play, and having Taco not play, except if they're winning by 15, it's just it's okay, and I get it. But you have to figure out who your starting five is. And again, without injuries, and I know there's injuries too. We got Marcus Smart out. I get that. And I noticed this year, them playing without him, they don't play very well.
Okay,
so wait a minute. So is him coming back? Is that the piece we need? Maybe, maybe not. Or are there other pieces we need? I think there's other pieces we need.
I agree.
I think we need a perimeter shooter. And
we need another interior rebounder, at least
they need an interior rebounder. But the other problem is that they're not giving Robert Williams enough time. The third, excuse me. Williams, the third.
Not
giving him enough time, because he has shown that not only can he block the ball, but he's actually a pretty good rebounder too.
Yeah.
He's only in for 4 minutes.
I just think even with him and Tice and Thompson, I still think that they could add another piece down there as well. I don't necessarily think that might.
If there's somebody out there, yes.
Yeah.
But if you were to add somebody now, you got Tristan Thompson, you got Tice, and you have Robert Williams the third, and then you got Taco, who's kind of on the way end of things. But you got those three guys. If you add an interior guy like Miles Turner or Vucevic, oh my goodness, if we could get Vucevic from the Mavericks, oh man, that guy's killing it this year. 26 points in the teens in rebounds, 13 plus rebounds a game. This guy is killing it.
Yeah.
So if we could get somebody like him, we'd have to give up one of those guys, if one or two of those guys, because it doesn't make any sense to have 4 centers on the same team. It just doesn't, because then how are you going to get a perimeter shooter? JJ Redick, you're going to get JJ Redick off the bench or get him in. And Kemba's not playing the way he's supposed to be playing. He hasn't since he's gotten hurt. Have seen another Dustin Pedroia? I don't know. He's playing a little bit better now. The last couple of games, you see some fleets there.
But he's not jacking up. He's not jacking up threes.
He's not. That's correct. But he's also not playing up to his potential. And there was not a rumor. There was a rumor that Danny Ainge, after they found out that his knee was not good and that kind of thing, and he was going to try different other things, Danny was trying to trade him, because there were GMs out there that said Danny was trying to trade him. So the GMs really weren't that happy about it, because he was trying to sell damaged goods, and I don't know why the GMs weren't happy about it, but that's every GM tries to do that. If this try to get rid of the damaged goods, so you can bring in somebody who's not damaged.
Yeah,
so
right.
Who doesn't do that? But I mean, I get it. The last 8 days have been very rough, and I think it's 50-50. Just my opinion. I think it's 50-50. It's the players, and it's Brad Stevens. There's some question
I think Danny Ainge falls in there as well.
Yeah,
I think there's blame to sort of go all around the board there.
Well, yeah, I think there is. I mean, you're going to let Neesmith and Pritchard play, because they're not bad players when they play. But there's so many guys. There's Edwards, and there's so many guys on the team. It's like, oh, who do I bring in now? I mean, do I bring in Neesmith for a little, or do I bring in Pritchard because he's really good off the bench? I mean, Pritchard's been playing like he's freaking rookie of the year. Unbelievable. He's been playing off the hook. And Neesmith has been pretty good, but he showed fleets of goodness. But then there's some stuff that he doesn't do. There's a little defensive issues there. So it's like there's too many players. You got to get it down to your first string players, your starters, your second guys, and then a few backups here and there. but I still think they need. You're right. I still think they need an interior guy, and they need a wing that can shoot, that can freaking score.
Yeah.
Like if you're down by 4 points, you need somebody to come in and score. And that's why I said at the beginning that I think it's Tatum, it's Brown, and it's Smart. And then everybody else, as far as I'm concerned, it's for sale. And that's just my personal opinion on that. But I just think they're not playing well. But speaking of a team that is playing well and actually playing tonight.
Yeah, they're currently down 3-2 in the third period.
But that's I get that fleeting feeling that I'm not really worried about it that much.
Yeah.
So, and by the way, two of the best defensive hockey teams in the league right now.
Oh yeah.
So, definitely really good. So it's actually a fun game to watch. Speaking of not fun, the Celtics wise, speaking of absolute crazy fun with the Bruins. They are playing very well.
They really are.
Yeah. I mean, even the game in Lake Tahoe was very exciting. And very cool
let me ask you this question. Do you want to go on you teased us with the rant earlier. Do you want to go on that rant first, get out of the way?
Yeah, I could probably do that. I just wanted to know from you about, the fact that I know that I have one word and it's wow. I mean, they're playing
great. That performance and like you were just saying, that performance in Lake Tahoe was extremely impressive. It was very interesting watching outdoor hockey like that, especially with the first period, literally.
Beautiful area.
When you go down one end of the ice, you've got the sun right in the background there. That was kind of interesting.
Gorgeous lake right there.
It was beautiful.
Snow.
No, absolutely beautiful. I just thought it was just kind of funny that you literally where the angle you kind of had the sun right in the background there, which made it kind of interesting. But David Pastrnak, I mean, and we all know how great of a player he is, but what a performance! A hat trick, just a tremendous performance on Sunday. Absolutely, I mean, you're right. Wow is the perfect word to use for what this team is doing right now for that performance on Sunday. They're playing extremely well, and I just truly hope they can keep it up because they have the most potential of any of the Boston teams right now in terms of making a run towards the title for sure. I don't think there's any question about it.
No, not at all. And let me tell you, they haven't had COVID issues.
Yeah.
But they've had some injuries. But the guys who are coming
a couple of defensemen.
Yeah, but the guys who are coming in, they're doing their jobs. They're playing off the hook. And they're just it's refreshing to see that a really well managed team, and they're playing not just up to their potential, but
they're exceeding it. Yeah,
I mean, everybody's just doing their job. They've won some games where we thought we were going to lose. I mean, they're down 3-2 and then they win 4-3.
Down by a couple of goals in a couple of games, and they come back. You at least get a point out of it, which has been impressive.
But I think what more drives me is the fact that they're just exciting to watch. They're exactly what I thought they were going to be when my wife and I are watching the game, because we're huge fans, and we watch the game because mostly because we're huge fans, but mostly because my mother-in-law was a huge fan too, so we used to take her to the games and stuff like that, and the alumni games. So it's one of those things where we're also purists. So when they go into overtime, they have a 5-minute freaking overtime. And I'm like, what's 5 minutes going to do? I don't understand. 5 minutes is not going to do anything.
I will say, I do enjoy the 3-on-3. I think the 3-on-3 definitely opens it up.
I don't have a problem with the 3-on-3. Just do 20 minutes.
It makes it
Let's
much
do
more
20
exciting.
minutes.
I wish they do 3-on-3 for the playoffs. First of all, because maybe some of these
Absolutely
long overtime playoff games would be a little bit shorter in terms of a time point of view. But I just think 3-on-3 is just so exciting to watch. I wish they
I
did
am
it
not
for...
a fan. I am not a fan at all of the shootout. I never
Oh,
have
no.
been a fan of the shootout.
No.
I think the shootout is a skills competition. I don't think anybody wants to watch it anymore. I think it was, really cool when they first started it.
I can't stand the fact that a game is decided on penalty shots.
It is more exciting to watch 3-on-3 because you open up the ice tremendously.
Yeah.
And a 3-on-3, actually, if you look at the NHL game, even the hockey game that I have on PlayStation, they do have a 3-on-3 competition. And it's separate from the actual, it's not separate, it's in the game, but you can play what's called threes. And you click on it and you play a 3-on-3 with different teams. And you compete, and then you can go to different cities in the United States and stuff like that. It's very, very cool. I love that. I just don't think they give it enough time. All of a sudden, it doesn't come. And I said, I'm shutting it off. I shut off the shootout. I don't watch them anymore. I do not watch shootouts. That's my first rant. My second rant I'll do right now until we go on, which is the refs not dropping the freaking puck. Drive me crazy. That they have to, and you see the ref, he's like moving the skates. He's like, got to move over here, got to be on that red line, got to be. I mean, seriously, just drop the freaking puck. I don't understand this. I don't get this. This drives me nuts. I am yelling, screaming at the TV. Just drop it. That's right. Just drop it. It's not really that difficult. The game doesn't have to be 100% fair. And they're standing exactly where they're supposed to be standing. They both have access to the puck. Why is one way different? The skate is a half an inch to the left. Why does that give the other team an advantage? It doesn't. That's the stupidest rule I've ever seen in my life. And then they kick. How many times has Bergeron been kicked out of the circle? He's been kicked out. One time they're kicking people out now. One time you screw up, you're out of it. Like, you used to give them a few dances, and then I'm screaming at the guy just to try. It drives me crazy. It drives me absolutely bonkers.
I agree with you.
And it's just what it does is it just makes the game longer. You're prolonging this game by putting a skate a half an inch to the left. It doesn't make any sense to me. And not just drop the puck. And then when he fakes it, he go like this. And then he's like, "Oh, well, you didn't do that. You need to be out because you didn't even drop the puck. How do you know it was unfair?" Then I saw a game. Wait. It was like, I think it was 2 games ago. They dropped the puck. Everybody stops going. They blow the whistle. I'm like, what happened? I didn't see anything happen. There was nothing that happened. There was no penalty, no nothing. They blew the whistle like right away. They did the thing over again because they said that one of the guys had the skate was a half an inch to the left. It drives me nuts. Why do you stop the game to redo the? Just does not make any sense. And it just doesn't. It just doesn't. I am in rant mode right now, man. Exactly. Let them play. Let them play. Just let them play.
Let the boys play, man.
Let them play. Speaking of playing, March 23rd will be the first time the Bruins will have fans in the stands. We're very excited about that. How do you feel about that, Robbie?
Well, I think it's basically just what we talked about earlier. I think it's going to be very exciting to have fans back in the Garden. I think it's going to add some real exciting energy to games at the Garden going forward. Obviously, I mean that's one of the best things about watching a Bruins game. In normal years, the crowd's going crazy. After a big goal, big hit, something like that. So I think that just the intensity of that building is going to be ratcheted up so much. I think it could really help the team also to have fans back in the stands and sort of finally feel that fan energy back in the building after almost a year not being able to play in front of fans on their home rink. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that for sure.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great for all the teams, but especially for the teams that are playing right now. I think it's going to be great because they're going to be, just like we said before. I think it's going to add that extra to the game. I think it's going to be very good. And again, it helps us because it like, okay, we're moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily have to be in the cave, although stay for the cave sometimes. So it's all good. But just like I said before, I think that the Bruins are playing so well. And I know they've had a couple of injuries. What do you think? I mean, everybody's doing their job. They've had really, really hot start. What do you think is the next step for these guys?
Oh man. I think that I think they're playing so well right now. I mean, I know unfortunately they're losing 4-2 right now tonight to the Islanders, but I just think overall they're playing so well. I think they gotta. Oh, now it's 5-2. Geez. But I think that they just gotta keep playing the way they've been playing. That's made them successful, and also maybe defensively sew up some hole. I know they have some defensive injuries right now, but defensively maybe sew up a few not so bright spots. Especially again giving up 5 goals tonight. Sounds like the defense is having some struggles tonight.
Well, Halaka's in net too.
True.
Just saying. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying he is in net tonight.
Yeah, but by the way, Tuukka Rask has been playing out of his mind this season. He has been.
He's
he's
also got something to prove too.
Yeah, you want to talk about really getting his
groove on,
getting his cred back after the way last year ended. Especially, I've been very impressed with his play. Groove on, yeah, the Tuukka's new groove. Right. But yeah, I think that the Bruins, they just got to keep doing what they've been doing. I think that they're in a really good spot right now. And like I said before, I think that of all the 4 Boston teams, they are the most likely at this juncture to truly compete for a title. Period. End of story. I think they've got a really good job. They keep playing the way they've been playing this year. I could see them making a deep run towards the cup for sure. And I'm very excited about that. Now, I do want to ask you one question, Doug, that is not Bruins related. And you may pick up, it is hockey related. And you may pick, if I'm stealing a final thought in advance, I apologize. I hope I'm not. But a certain rival of the Bruins just made a little coaching change just the other day. I know you and I were talking about
it's
this.
It's not my final thought.
Okay,
yes,
good. Okay,
no,
good.
You could say it.
Okay, good. Yeah, the Montreal Canadiens. I know, Doug, you and I kind of talked about this off.
We did, and then I talked to my wife about it too.
Fired an old friend, Claude Julien, as their head coach, right when they are currently actually in the 4th spot in their division. So they're squarely in the playoff race. Yes, they've lost 3 games in a row, but squarely in the playoff hunt. But yet they've made the decision to part ways with Claude Julien. So, Doug, what are your thoughts on that move?
I'm confused. So
was I.
The word intrigued has changed to confused. I am confused. I am trying to figure out why, unless there was something underlying that we don't know about yet. I don't know if it'll ever come out. I don't know whether there was something. There was a reason why they lost those 3 games, and they're looking at Claude Julien. Obviously, we won a championship with him, so it's hard to say anything bad about him.
Right.
But I know what
believe me, people have tried. People
Yeah, I
try to
know.
say
I know.
that
It's
takes
hard.
time.
It's hard to because 2011 was such a great year. But when it comes down to it, it's Claude Julien likes to play veterans, but doesn't like to play young talent. I think that's what and the difference
That's where
between
Cassidy excels. Cassidy's are the complete opposite.
exactly,
He's willing
exactly. He
to.
mixes it up between and
He
you
molds
notice,
that young
yeah,
talent.
exactly. But I don't know if you've noticed, Robbie, but what we were looking for this year, which we didn't have last year, and probably one of the reasons why we decided to kind of say, Chara, this is what we're done, is the fact that we're so much just watch the Bruins and see how fast they are this year as opposed to last year.
Yeah.
They're 1,000 times faster than they were this year than they were last year.
Right.
That's what we need because a lot of these teams that are doing well and make it to the playoffs are very, very fast teams that are using younger players plus, the Bergerons of the world and the Krejcis of the world. And if you can't keep up with that, then you're probably not on a team. Now, I don't know what it was. It's just really, really confusing to me. Why, if you're still in the race, why would you? It doesn't make any sense. There's no grounds there. There's no grounds to fire. So I don't know if it was something that's going to come out later on or if it's something that I have heard I've done some watching of some NHL Network and some stuff like that, and we've been watching some things, and turns out that Montreal's a little weird. And we could bring this up with Kyle too, because I know Kyle's a Montreal Canadiens fan, and I won't put that against him because he's a good guy. He's a little off center because why would you be a Montreal Canadiens fan?
I do. I hold it against him on a regular basis. So.
I know you do, and I try to not to do that, but the fact is that I just don't understand it because their system just doesn't make any sense to me. They do things that you go, what? Why did they just do that? Why did they just grab that guy? That doesn't make any sense. Why did they just fire Julian? That doesn't make any sense. Again, just hearing things and seeing things, I have no idea why they did this. I feel sorry for the guy because it's.
By the way, 6-2 Islanders.
Okay. All right. Well, we can't win them all.
True.
It's because we're talking so lovely about them and so openly enamored with them. That's why they're laying an egg tonight.
Yeah.
Great. Well, we'll have to have the episode next week. We'll cover the fact that they suck. No, I'm just kidding. They really don't. I think Bruce Cassidy's phenomenal, and I think he really knows how to manage these guys.
Yeah.
I think that the guys actually like him too.
Oh yeah.
Because he sees the talent and he meshes the talent into where he should be meshing the talent into. And I think he's just been absolutely terrific to them. And I think you're right. I think they're the ones, right? The team right now in Boston. What did they take Halak out? I mean, is there no goalie in the net right now? I mean, what is happening? What is going on?
And by the way, it was 2-2 to start this period.
Wait. Do I need an update?
What?
Do I need an update for the water lady? Water lady, come here for a second. We're gonna get a little update for the water lady here. Come here for a second.
They gave analysts,
come here.
Hello.
Come here. This is the water lady. AKA my much better half.
We missed Halak slammed his stick against the.
Is he still in net? Why are we getting so many? Why are they getting?
I don't know.
Are they?
We can't.
Do they give up after 5? After 4?
It's just the phone. The phone keeps
I
blowing
know.
up here,
Robbie's
going
updating.
like goal.
I know. Robbie's updating me as we
getting progressively more just like what is going on.
I was trying to figure. You said 7-2, and I said to Robbie, I said, is he in goal? Is he in goal? Is he?
Yeah. They don't. Yeah.
He's still in goal? He's just
ready to
go now, or is he tired? Does he need a drink? Does he need some Gatorade?
You need some water.
He needs some water.
Something in their head. They haven't won against the Islanders all year.
I know they're 0-2
Yes.
against about to be
Yeah.
0-3 against the Islanders. They have to find a way to win against them, man.
Gotta beat you gotta
I know
beat
that-
the Islanders.
You
Yeah.
gotta beat the Islanders. But I think the other part of it is the fact that we have some injuries.
Yeah.
So we have some injuries,
we
but
do. That's true.
I think that's part of it.
Yeah, and the new guys are getting acclimated. We get that. Really.
Like you said, Doug, they can't
She
win them
wants to
all.
say his name because his name is probably too hard to say. Oh, it's Vikanainen. Yes. Yes.
You can't win them all,
You
unfortunately.
you can't win them all. But again, as Robbie and I said, I think they're definitely the team in Boston right now that is probably
Oh yeah.
most likely to win, to get not just get to the playoffs, but get deep in the playoffs and
Right.
actually win a championship this year, just because of the way they're playing. So we'll continue to have those thoughts. And well, thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Special guest.
I
Yes.
can't call. I get special guest on our
Special guest Bruins analyst.
That's right. Special Bruins analyst, my wife, my better half. Special Bruins analyst. We might have to bring her on a couple more times because she knows more about the Bruins than I do. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking is that you just can't win it all. But again, we have some injuries and we have some guys out there that may or may not they're just out there, so they're young guys. So we'll have to see what happens. These guys only get better, as we know from Pasta and Marchand, and
just got a short memory from games like tonight to sort of bounce back. And
yeah, exactly. But because they're doing so well, this is a game that's okay. That's fine.
It's a blip on the radar. Blip on the radar.
We mourn it for 5 seconds and then we move on.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's just what it is.
Exactly.
It was great to have.
Yes.
Great to have the. I got to figure out a name for her now. But she comes on the show. That is, and the Bruins analyst. So we'll have to figure that out. But right now we're gonna. We've had a lot of fun talking about what happened in the last week. But we're gonna move on to our final thoughts for the evening. I have actually a few of them. So, Robbie, we're going to get to you first. What's your final thought for the evening on this episode number 74 of the Sports Blitz?
Yes. So my final thought is related to something we have touched on a couple of times today, and that is the soon-to-be fans back in the stands at both TD Garden and Fenway. Right now, obviously, Gillette coming down the road here. I'm very excited about it. I guess what I really want to say for my final thought on it is I just hope everybody, does the right thing, in terms of, sort of following the safety protocols, really trying to, be smart. If you're going to go to a game, really, do the right thing, be smart, stay safe, because obviously this is something we've been waiting for a long time, basically for this whole year. And I just, we wanted to be able to continue and, sort of gradually build up to even more fans being allowed back in the stands. But to do that, fans really have to, again, the ones that are actually going to go to these games and be sort of the first fans back in the building. I just truly hope that, they enjoy, being back in that environment, but also, just like I said, continue to do the right things, wear your mask, stay distant, just be safe, be smart, and really enjoy being back in the building. Let's try to make sure that we're able to keep fans in the building and sort of be able to down the road add more fans rather than having to take it away. So that's
those rules, man.
Yeah, follow the rules, man. Wear your mask.
Social distance, wear your mask, so we can keep going in the direction that we're going.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I had for tonight. Just wanted to sort of throw that little PSA out there, so to speak. But Doug, what is your final thought here for episode number 74?
Well, I have a few thoughts.
Okay.
I always have a few
final thoughts.
I always have a few final
thoughts. By the way, my second final thought is, again, thank you to to Deb for jumping on with us to provide some excellent Bruins takes right there.
Yes. I think I might have a name for her also. So we'll have to check that out. But the first thing I wanted to do is I wanted to I think we touched upon this before, but it kind of jogged my memory when I saw the Bruins game tonight. I guess it turns out that AJ Quetta has actually moved to a facility to help with his rehab, which is great.
Georgia, I believe it
Yeah,
is.
it's Georgia. Yep.
Yeah.
Supposed to be absolutely famous for this kind of injury that he has to his spinal cord. Just from Robbie and I, the Sports Blitz, everybody who's been on the Sports Blitz, just the Sports Blitz family in general, we wish him good luck and good thoughts, and lots of confidence. It sounds like he's very confident in the things that are coming his way, he even said that he's looking forward to getting back on the ice, which is great. Hopefully that'll happen for him. Yeah, hopefully that'll happen for him. And if it doesn't, we obviously it's we just wish him the best. That's really what it comes down to.
You want to talk about the hockey community? I mean, the hockey community just came together for this kid, helping medical bills and
unbelievable.
All that. I mean, raise. I think it was like over like 200,000 or like $200,000 on GoFundMe for his medical. Just an unbelievable.
Yeah, and the Bruins matched something. The Bruins gave a lot.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's unbelievable how the hockey community came together.
Yeah, and the Bruins players too. I mean, they all came through. Marshy, being his favorite player, put his shirt number up during the practice. And
I know, yeah.
Just really a tremendous amount of support. And we could only wish that you'd have this kind of support with all the teams. But the hockey community in itself is just a very tight-knit community. And when someone goes down like this, that they're always support, not just money, but thousands of cards and letters and and online and all kinds of things have gone out to him, and it's just great to see that we need this now. We need this kind of thing now.
Yeah.
So from the Sports Blitz, we just wish him good luck and keep going, keep being strong, and hopefully we'll hear from you soon. That's the first thing. The other thing I'd like to bring up is there are two. The NBA is doing it in a small way, but the Bruins are actually doing this really cool thing on their app to keep the fans connected. I think to keep the fans watching. It's really cool, and they're doing it on the Bruins app, which I don't have, which I would like to look up and see what this is all about, because it's pretty cool. It's called, and I just saw it on tonight, and I've seen it before, and I wanted to make it part of my final thought. Is called it's a game that they're putting on the app, and it's called Predict the Game.
Oh yes, I've heard about this.
And it's really cool. It keeps the I think it's great marketing too, because it keeps the fans
engaged. Great engagement. Yeah,
which is awesome, and it's keeping the fans connected to the game and to the players and all this kind of stuff. So what you do is the game is you go on the app and you hit where it says Predict the Game, and you go on there, and what they do is they have little questions, and you predict, the Bruins are going to score here, or who's going to score, or who's going to do this, who's going to do that. And then as you go through, you actually start to win these small little prizes.
Yeah.
I heard there's a couple of big prizes too at the end too. And I guess they're going to do this throughout the season. There's $500 you can win. There's a super OLED TV. That's a grand prize. And just unbelievable how they put this together to keep fans connected to the game and keep watching the game. I think it's phenomenal. I just think it's great.
Yeah.
And that's just part of the Bruins thinking. Now, the NBA is also doing this too, in a bigger way with all the NBA, where you can go on and you can answer some questions and then like win some prizes. So they're kind of trying to keep their fans connected too. And that just started just recently, I think within the last couple of weeks, I think. Oh, maybe it started when they started this the NBA season, but I haven't seen it out until now. So maybe it's been out. Anyway, it's just a wonderful way of connecting to your teams. And I think it's a wonderful kind of situation. So that brings us to my last thing that I want to say is I want to shout out to two people tonight. One is my mom, who actually is starting to watch some of the Sports Blitz on YouTube.
Oh, wow.
She does have
Cool.
YouTube on the 12 TVs that she has in her house, which is great. And I actually watched a little bit of an episode last time we were there a couple weeks ago. And it was just really, really cool. And my mom was like, "Oh, that's great." You know, so shout out to my mom, and a big shout out to what we're going to call now is the Bruins Guru.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
The Bruins Guru is going to be a new thing. Not going to happen all the time, but every once in a while we'll have Bruins Guru come out, and she's going to have a different perspective on what the Bruins are all about. And just want to shout out to her and thank her for coming on and giving her 2 cents on this this not a great night for the Bruins, but it's okay. We'll continue to move on.
So it's just one game. It's okay.
Yeah, it's just one game.
Short memory.
Don't get
Don't go jumping off the Tobin yet, people.
Yeah. Don't go there. It's okay. It's all right. We'll keep calm. We'll keep cool. But that's it for our 74th episode of the Sports Blitz. Unbelievable. Next week, we'll have episode number 75. I'm not sure what's going to happen there, but we'll have a lot to talk about sports wise. And we're also going to be we're setting up some new guests that are coming up, and it should be phenomenal. We're very much looking forward to it. We got some production.
Super excited. Yeah,
we got some production things that are in the works too to make our show look a little bit more professional too. So we're looking forward to that too. So again, thanks guys for watching, and
like and subscribe on YouTube.
Yes.
And subscribe.
That's right.
Click the bell.
That's right.
SoundCloud, Twitter, Facebook.
Robbie's got it.
Yeah, get after us.
That's right. Absolutely.
We need the subscriptions.
Yes, but we also want to hear from you too.
Yeah.
If there's anything you want to focus on, anything you want to hear, anything you want us to talk about, even if you know somebody who's hey, listen, if you're somebody who has written a book on sports or know somebody out there that's in the sports field or whatever,
love to talk to you.
Yeah, I love to talk to you too. So give us a shout out and throw something on there, and that's pretty much it. So I'm Doug. That's Robbie, actually over there. For the Sports Blitz, episode number 74. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.